Let's proceed with Madam Nalini's Prashanti, where she will ever so graciously lend us a true story of Satya Sai Baba. Let's see.
Love is my form, truth is my breath, bliss is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, bliss is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, bliss is my food. Love is my form, truth is my
We at Prashanti offer our humblest pranams at the most sacred lotus feet of Bhagwan Shri Satya Sai Baba. Welcome brothers and sisters, this is Nalini. The picture that adorns the opening song of our Prashanti shows Shri Baba holding the golden statue of Shri Krishna, which he materialized on the shores of the ocean in the holy city of Dwarka in 1970. This mesmerizing event is the focus of our Prashanti today. Baba visited Dwarka and Jamnagar in 1970 at the request of the Rajamata of Jamnagar, along with Mother Ishwarama and a few other close devotees. Visiting the place of his previous incarnation, along with Sai Krishna himself, was indeed a rare blessing which was bestowed upon these devotees. Professor Kasturi, who accompanied Baba on this trip, writes, "As we drove along the city, we felt as if Lord Krishna himself was re-entering his ancient homeland, and it was as though the pages of the Bhagavata were unfolding in front of our eyes." While in Dwarka, the group was eager to visit the temple of Krishna with Sai Krishna himself. But the huge crowds gathered at the Krishna temple pushed and jostled them so much that except Baba, none of his entourage could see the statue of Krishna in the shrine. While returning to Jamnagar in the evening, Baba was full of sympathy for the group which had returned without the darshan of Krishna. Professor Kasturi writes, "Suddenly Baba said, 'Oh, the sea is here,' and the car stopped. We came upon a wide patch of sandy shore. The sea and the wave always elicit the playfulness inherent in Baba. He walked along the watery edge, laughed when others were drenched, picked shells, and sat on the sands at last, as Krishna must have sat some 50 centuries ago." Needless to say, everyone felt transported to days of yore, when Lord Krishna himself played thus. After a while, Baba heaped the soft sand as the group watched intently. Baba then flattened the heap, drew a 3-slanted line, a rough circle on top of it, a small triangle over that, and finally a short line across the circle. "It is ready," he said, dug his hands deep into the pile, and brought out a golden image about 15 inches high of Lord Krishna playing the flute. The bewitching smile dancing on the golden lips of the statue and the charming half-blossomed smile of its creator lit up the very souls of those present. "You did not get darshan of Krishna in the temple. Have it now," said the sweet Lord, throwing the devotees into supreme ecstasy. Mr. Ratanlal, an ardent devotee who had a camera, lost no time in capturing this moment, a real treat for posterity. Professor Kasturi explains that the long line that the divine sculptor drew on the mound of sand was for the body, the circle for the forehead, the triangle for the peacock feather, and the short line for the flute. The devotees sat mesmerized, contemplating on the majestic beauty of Krishna until Baba awakened them. "Come, let's go," he said, and they resumed their journey back to Jamnagar. The name Krishna implies power to attract, to enchant. Krishna is the personification of the divine principle that is born in the umbilical region of the body, which is Mathura, conveyed to the mouth, Gokulam, and fostered by the tongue, Yashoda, who alone knows the sweetness. Foster Krishna on your tongue. Baba explained the value of Namasmarana of Lord Krishna.
Truth is my breath.
Sri Baba added, just as the poison was ejected from the hoods of the serpent Kalinga when Sri Krishna danced on them, so also bad thoughts will be evaporated when you recite Lord Krishna's name. Thus went the beautiful story of Sai Krishna re-entering the abode of his former incarnation and bestowing this surreal experience on a few chosen devotees. Thank you for watching Prashanti. Jai Sai Ram.
I better slide out and let our dear anchor Nalini Bhat slide in with her close to heart segment titled Prashanti. Here we go.
Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my
We at Prashanti offer our humblest pranams at the most sacred lotus feet of Bhagwan Shri Satya Sai Baba. Welcome, brothers and sisters. This is Nalini. Previously on Prashanti, we brought you Shri Baba materializing the golden statue of Shri Krishna in 1970 during his trip to Dwarka and Jamnagar. During the same visit, Shri Baba also revitalized the temple of Somnath. Baba has always said that one of the main purposes for his reincarnation is to rejuvenate the ancient deities in the temples, and that happened during his visit to Jamnagar and Dwarka. Let's watch. On the epoch-making day of 17th of May 1970, Baba, the incarnation of Shiva Shakti, charged the ancient shrine of Shiva Shakti at Somnath with divine potency. Somnath temple, situated on a spot celebrated in the Vedas and epics, was one of the richest temples of India. No wonder it attracted the plunderers under Muslim rule. Muhammad of Ghazni, who invaded India several times, ransacked this rich temple time and again, plundering huge hoards of gold and diamond jewelry. On the last raid, he uprooted the majestic Shiva Lingam at Somnath and looted all the precious stones embedded underneath the deity. In place of the original lingam thus desecrated, the temple priests installed a new stone lingam and carried on the prescribed sacred services. Digvijaya Sahed, the Maharaja of Jamnagar, restored the temple to its pristine glory after India got independence and crowned the beauty of the temple by erecting a mighty tower named Digvijaya Gopuram, the main gateway through which seekers would enter into the portals of Jyotirlinga. The name Soma of Somnath temple is a contraction of Sa and Uma, a designation of Shiva Shakti. Shiva Shakti in human form come as Satya Sai, Sai Someshwara himself inaugurated the main gateway of the temple. Prior to the inauguration, Baba declared that he would reveal the genuine Somnath that day. This statement sent an electrifying thrill in the minds of devotees. All roads converging from Jamnagar to Somnath were lined with people hailing Baba. Baba was received in front of the Gopuram by the trustees of the temple. Amid strains of temple music, Baba opened the lock on the artistically carved silver embossed door with a silver key. Baba then proceeded along the festooned pathway to the main shrine of Someshwar, the focal point of the faith of millions for millennia. With Vedic hymns reverberating from the arched roof, 150 feet above the ground, Baba shook his hand over a plate and 108 silver bilva leaves and 108 tummi golden flowers fell from his hand in a clinking shower on the lingam. He waved that divine hand again. Lo and behold, a ball of brilliant light manifested in his palm. The Somanatha Linga is adored as Jyotirmayam, imbued with the splendor of light, and Baba had that Linga of light right now in his grasp. What a phenomenal moment this was! The ancient scripture of Skanda Purana mentions that the lingam of Somnath is a self-originated lingam of great prowess, as bright as the sun, of the size of an egg of a hen. The oval ball of light in Sri Baba's hand was the authentic Someshwara, which he brought out from its underground niche, kept away from desecration for centuries. Baba waved his hand again and created a silver stand on which it could be placed. He gave it to the chief priest and said, "Let it be in the full light of day hereafter. Let pious eyes admire its brilliance and imprint its glory on their hearts. The avatar has come to remove all fear." Just like Sri Krishna declared in Bhagavad Gita, Sri Baba said, "Whenever there is languishing of dharma, I create myself, for one of my primal resolutions or sankalpa is to protect the spiritual structure of this universe. I lay aside my formlessness and assume a name and a form suited for the purpose for which I have come. Whenever evil threatens to vanquish good, I have to come to save it from decline." Thank you for watching Prashanti. Jai Sai Ram.
Let's shift gears to Nalini Bhat's Prashanti. Here, the sweet and gracious lady will feature a heartwarming realism on Satya Sai Baba. Let's view that together.
Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food.
We at Prashanti offer our humblest pranams at the most sacred lotus feet of Bhagwan Shri Satya Sai Baba. Welcome, brothers and sisters. This is Nalini. Previously on Prashanti, we brought you segments on how Shri Baba revitalized the shrines at Kashi, Badrinath, and in Gujarat, the Somnath temple. Today, we'll bring you how Shri Baba re-energized the temple of Mallikarjuna at Sri Shailam and also Pandharapura in Maharashtra. Let's watch. Sri Brahmaramba Mallikarjuna temple at Sri Shailam is saturated over the centuries with the deep devotion of mystics like Akka Mahadevi and rulers like Shivaji. The unique fact about the temple is that it is dedicated to both Shiva, worshipped as Mallikarjuna, and Shakti as Brahmaramba. It is of great religious significance to the Hindus, for it is one of the 12 Jyotirlinga temples of Lord Shiva and of the 18 Shakti Pithas of Goddess Parvati. No wonder Shri Satya Sai Baba, who is Shiva Shakti Swarupa, sanctified this temple in the year 1963. On the way to Sri Shailam, devotees thronged on either side of the roads to have darshan of their beloved Lord. The devotees were delighted when Sri Baba revealed that Jagadguru Shankaracharya himself had installed a Sri Chakra here, which was in a small cave by the side of Patala Ganga or the river Krishna. The lingam is bathed with the holy water from Patala Ganga. Baba explained the spiritual meaning of the name Mallikarjuna beautifully. Arjuna means white, pure, without blemish. Mallika means the spotlessly white jasmine flower. So, Mallikarjuna is Shiva of the snowy peak of Kailasa, pure, cool, and resplendent. He is the fragrant flower that draws his consort Shakti, called Brahmara or the bee, by the honey of grace. In the sanctuary of Mallikarjuna, Baba materialized Vibhuti and applied it on the lingam. Vibhuti, closely associated with Lord Shiva, the dissolving force in the universe, is a constant reminder of the evanescence of the body, ultimately reduced to a potful of ash. Baba performed the ceremonial rite of multiplying the potency of the lingam by showering golden tummi flowers he materialized on the spot. Later, Baba led the devotees to Shikhara Darshanam, or the darshan of temple towers from the highest peak, believed to free one from the cycle of birth and death. Sri Baba also lit Akhanda Jyoti, or the oil lamp, which is never extinguished, near Shivanama Japamantapam. Thus, if Baba was Sai Someshwara at Somnath, he was Sai Mallikarjuna in Sri Shailam. In pursuance of his mission of heightening the spiritual potency of these shrines, Sri Baba also undertook the trip to Pandharapura in Maharashtra. Let's watch. Pandharapura and the shrines of Panduranga and Rukumai have taken saints, mystics and poets to pinnacle of ecstasy. Even while a boy at Puttaparthi, Baba had founded the Pandari Bhajan group with his friends and danced and sang of pilgrimage to Pandharapura. Finally, in 1965, the temple had the great good fortune of being sanctified by the avatar. When Baba stood silent before Panduranga Vittala, the devotees would surely have recalled Sri Baba himself, granting the vision of Panduranga to those who yearned to see that form. Baba adorned the neck of Rukmini, the consort of Sri Krishna, with a manifested opal necklace at her shrine. Professor Kasturi writes, urged by a quick, irrepressible memory, Baba created a Mangal Sutra and placed it round the neck of goddess Rukmini. A page from the Bhagavata came alive during that moment. Here Sri Baba was Sai Krishna, Sai Ranga, Sai Vittala himself. Besides these temples, Sri Baba also intensified the potency of the shrines of Giridhari at Vrindavan, of Sri Rama at Ayodhya, and Mahanandi and Bhadrachalam and Andhra Pradesh. Sri Baba said, the resuscitation of these holy shrines, where millions gather for peace and solace, is one of the main ways of re-establishing Dharma or Dharma Samsthapana. The atmosphere of these holy places need to improve, and this will be done by me as part of Dharma Samsthapana, the purpose to fulfill which I have incarnated. Thank you for watching Prashanti. Jai Sai Ram.
Let's begin with Madam Nalini Bhat's Prashanti, where she will relay a heart-touching story of Satya Sai Baba. Come on close. Let's take a close look.
Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my
We at Prashanti offer our humblest pranams at the most sacred lotus feet of Bhagwan Shri Satya Sai Baba. Welcome brothers and sisters, this is Nalini. When the dense clouds gather in the high skies, they are usually accompanied by lightning. Similarly, when there is education or where there is education which is imparted, it should be accompanied by wisdom, said Sri Baba. Today's Prashanti focuses on the summer course that Sri Baba started in 1972 to instill into the minds of these young students the wisdom culled from the rich cultural heritage of India. Sri Baba himself delivered discourses on various subjects. 3,000 students from all over the country and the seniors in Sai College stayed in a camp and attended the summer course, and the curriculum included learning of the Indian scriptures and the lives of the mystics and saints of India, along with the practice of secularism. With Sri Baba himself as the Guru preceptor, this summer course, which was termed Summer Showers, truly rained pearls of wisdom on the students. Let's watch. The purpose of the summer course, Baba himself explained, was to make the present-day youth understand and appreciate not only the culture of India, but the wisdom garnered by people of other lands as well, ridding them of all feelings of separation and difference. Bhagavan received the students as his Prema Putras, or children fostered with his love, as he envisioned them, leading the resurgence of spiritual yearning among the youth. With Bhagavan himself at the helm of affairs, the summer course became the fertile ground for the youth to bloom in a spectacular way, absorbing and imbibing the essence of our culture. A student of the course said beautifully, "We were inspired to adopt nature as our teacher, life as our school, and service as our task." The array of intellectuals who had arrived from all parts of the country included pundits, professors, writers, judges, artists, poets, all of whom were very thankful and happy for this opportunity that was provided to them. Indian culture is the product of the experience of generations in the fields of truth and knowledge that is limitless, seen through the vision of the wise. Baba provided the young students the access to this eternal spring of knowledge. Discourses on Vedic truths, lessons from Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita, nature of human mind, the path of devotion, meditation, self-control and detachment, worship of parents and so on, soaked the students with knowledge and wisdom. The summer showers were held every year from 1972 to 1979, and then after a gap of 11 years, they were resumed in 1990. When the time came to say goodbye, Sri Baba addressed the students. Every teacher has delivered not only lectures, but drops of love emanating from his heart. When you put into action the wise things that your gurus have taught you, he will be a living presence within you, and Swami also will be with you. In the midst of all of the excitement, there was one tragic incident which shook everyone when the Lord's mother, Ishwaramma, merged in eternity, having fulfilled her role to perfection.
God does not exist in a separate, pervades everywhere. He is in you also. You are God. To develop that faith, we should take shelter with some practices. Having such intimate relationship in good company. In the divine discourses every day, this ideal word should be imprinted in our hearts. All our limbs should enter into divine actions. Eyes should have the right vision. Ears should hear good words and should have good thoughts and feelings in the mind. Should do good actions with the hands. There is no other path.
No evil, see what is good. Hear no evil, hear what is good. Talk no evil, talk what is good. Think no evil, think what is good. Do no evil, do what is good. It is the way to God.
God is nowhere and God is nowhere. God is now here.
With Sri Baba himself as the divine guru and guide, what else could the students expect from these summer showers but the showering of the pearls of wisdom which adorned the necks of these students who participated? Thank you for watching Prashanti. Jai Sai Ram.
Let's start this hour off with an interesting outlook on the life of Satya Sai Baba. This is written and presented here by a close friend of mine, and her name is Mrs. Nalini Bhat.
Love is my form, Truth is my breath. This is my food. Love is my form. Truth is my breath. This is my food. Love is my form. Truth is my breath. This is my food. Love is my form. Truth is my breath. This is my food.
We at Prashanti offer our humblest pranams at the most sacred lotus feet of Bhagwan Shri Satya Sai Baba. Welcome brothers and sisters, this is Nalini. One legacy, a million stories. One avatar, a million transformations. One central trust, a million service activities. Today's Prashanti is a tribute to the central trust which Shri Baba founded in 1972 to integrate, coordinate and implement all the various service activities undertaken by millions of people in all walks of life who converged at Shri Baba's lotus feet with the sole purpose to serve and to serve.
The Satya Sai Seva organization, managed by the Central Trust, is a unique amalgam of spiritual wing, service wing and educational wing. These correspond to the three paths laid out in our scriptures for self-realization. Spiritual wing promotes Bhakti Yoga or path of devotion. Service wing takes the path of Karma Yoga or the path of action. And the educational wing, Jnana Yoga or the path of knowledge. The spiritual wing includes devotional singing, study circles, public lectures, seminars, meditation, etc. The service wing focuses on medical camps, village development, Narayana Seva, blood donation, etc. The education wing covers human values programs and development of character through Bal Vikas and formal academic education. Shri Baba said, every seva done with sympathy and skill to anyone in distress anywhere in the world is Satya Sai's seva. Recognizing the phenomenal work of the Trust, the United Nations recently conferred special consultative status on the Shri Satya Sai Central Trust.
The committee wishes to recommend that a special consultative status be granted to this organization.
In 2011, after Shri Baba took Mahasamadhi, there were widespread misgivings about the Central Trust and its members, especially fueled by the media. Let us listen to Shri Anil Kumar, Baba's translator, who has cleared these issues and proved the integrity and the sincerity of the Trust and its members.
The members are specially picked up by Bhagavan on the basis of their stature in the society, their dedicated spirit to his mission, above all, their trust and devotion. To doubt them is to doubt the wisdom of Baba. I'll make a mention of a couple of people, if not all. The first and foremost is the Secretary of Shri Satya Sai Central Trust, Mr. N.C. Chakravarti, an IAS officer, topmost. He had still 20 years of service. He resigned his job and came to Prashanti. Will anyone match him in respect of devotion and sacrifice? None. He has not come out of the four walls of Prashanti. For 30 years, he completely stays there like a watchdog. The second man is Chief Justice of India, Justice Bhagavati. He is the chairman of Human Rights Commission, known for his judgments which are unique. A very popular man in judicial circles. He is picked up by Baba as a trust member. Then we have Sri Indulal Shah from Bombay. It is he who built up such an organization. 5 decades or even more of relentless service, of dedication. He developed such an organization to this present stature. The trust members are very genuine, highly respected, great devotees, and so Swami selected them. Everything is accounted for. Nobody is authorized to collect funds. All accounts are annually audited. The reports are sent to the central government. Don't be carried away by whatever that is said against the Central Trust members. Don't doubt them. It's all at Bhagwan's will At his instance only, the Central Trust is constituted and has been functioning successfully with all its accountability and credibility.
Be it an earthquake, tsunami, or floods, or any natural calamities, the Central Trust sends out its Sevadal to do service with selfless love and devotion. When the world is grappling with this pandemic, Satya Sai Central Trust has swung itself full-fledged into it with its Sevadal doing services to help the nation. If anybody wishes to help this cause, please visit the following site. Thank you for watching Prashanti. Jai Sai Ram.
Let's get the ball rolling with a remarkable story of Satya Sai Baba, hosted by a remarkable hostess herself, Mrs. Nalini Bhat. Let's take a look.
Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my
We at Prashanti offer our humblest pranams at the most sacred lotus feet of Bhagwan Shri Satya Sai Baba. Welcome, brothers and sisters. This is Nalini. The decade from 1970 to 1980 saw Shri Baba's mission take on wings and spread out in all directions all around the world. Many landmarks were established. Shri Baba took his service activities a notch higher by adding the women's wing to the Satya Sai Seva organization. And then there was the establishment of men's college at Vrindavan. There was the inauguration of Purnachandra Hall, and also above all the inauguration of the Sarvadharma Stupa, symbolizing the unity of the religions of the world on the occasion of Shri Baba's 50th birthday celebrations. Let's have a look.
Important landmarks in the 70s. Women's Wing. Baba often extolled the sterling virtues of duty, dedication and devotion of women devotees. The addition of Women's Wing to the Seva organization hence proved a perfect channel where dedicated women could shape the young children's future through Barbikas. Many women devotees served as the pioneers of empowering women, so much so that SSS, the initials of our Lord Shri Satya Sai, could very well stand for Sai's Tri Shakti. Men's College at Vrindavan. In 1969, the inauguration of Men's College at Whitefield was an important chapter in Bhagwan's vision for education. Baba had already started the Women's College at Anantapur in 1968. Later, in 1981, the crest jewel of Satya Sai education adorned the educational wing at Prashanti Nilayam. Baba's universities are value-based, which build character in accordance with his dictum, the end of education is character. Admission to Baba's universities is strictly on merit. Education is not only free, but it offers free medical treatment to all staff and students and provides scholarships to deserving students. With high standards and dedicated teachers, students excel and come out with shining colors, fully equipped to make a difference in the world. In 1973, the inauguration of Purnachandra Auditorium facilitated the smooth functioning of cultural programs, conferences, yajnas and Vedic rituals. Swami dedicated the hall to one of his great devotees, Sri P.R. Kamani, who had supervised the construction of the auditorium. Baba then named it Purnachandra Hall. Ananda or happiness is like the full moon or Purnachandra, the embodiment of a full mind free from the taint of selfishness, said Baba. it is my intention that all those who use this auditorium should also become full moons. Baba's ashram in Hyderabad, Shivam, was inaugurated in 1973, which was brought to you viewers in an earlier segment of Prashanti. The inauguration of Sarvadharma Stupa in 1975. The majestic Sarvadharma Stupa, 50 feet tall, proclaiming Swami's message of unity of faiths, stands as a monument of immense significance in the present-day world, divided on the basis of religion, caste, and creed. The Sarvadharma Stupa is pictured in the logo of the organization. The logo contains the 5 human values: truth, righteousness, peace, love, and non-violence. At the base of the stupa are symbols of 5 of the world's major religions: Hindu Om, Buddhist wheel, Zoroastrian fire, Islamic crescent and star, and Christian cross. The pillar has concentric rings which indicate the stages of yogic discipline required for unfolding the lotus of the heart, whose petals are at the top of the pillar. The flame of inner illumination is in the center of the lotus, carrying the message that just as the lotus plant lives in water but does not get contaminated by it, so we should live in the world but be untouched by it.
Thus, as early as 1947, in his historic letter to his brother, Sri Baba had clearly laid down the purpose of his incarnation and also the goals to be achieved in his mission. The seeds that were then sown took roots and grew huge, with branches extending to every nook and corner of the world. Thank you for watching Prashanti. Jai Sai Ram.